Hey, how's it going? I'm assuming we're live. I don't do this too often, but I am joined by Lucas and Mark. We are doing basically like our quarterly live drawings. So thank you guys for tuning in. If it's after the fact, appreciate it. And then for anybody who's watching live, please comment in the chat. This is a group activity, even beyond just the three of us. So very excited to do this, and I always love not only hanging out with the three of us, but really anybody in the chat too. So if you're drawing along, let us know what you're working on. I think the theme based on the poll is Lovecraftian. So for the next 2 hours or so, we'll be drafting up some monsters.
Yep.
Mark, how you been, man?
Oh, okay, yeah. I have to admit, I'm not super well versed in Lovecraftian lore, so I had to do a little bit of research ahead of time earlier this evening, just to kind of. I mean, visually, I'm kind of familiar with the aesthetic, but the storylines are, I'm not well versed in that at all. So I did some research on some monsters, and I picked one of the creatures that I thought seemed kind of compelling. It was I think it's called the hunting horror, is what it's called. It's one of the Lovecraftian from the mythos.
Okay.
So I did a couple of. Let me grab my sketchbook. I did a couple of like just really quick. Um, Bear with me 1 second. I'll just throw them up here. Just a
You do some
couple.
sketches.
Yeah, just like a quick like little exploration. Thumbnail sketches straight to ink, right? And then I thought, well, maybe I should make it more of a scene. So this is where I landed. So it's just a really loose sketch.
Oh, that's cool.
So the creature is serpent-like and has wings and arms with talons. Its face is a little bit amorphous. I've seen different interpretations on the face. So anyway, what I ended up doing was I scanned this in. I have a blue line, a really light blue line. This is a really loose sketch, so I'm going to attempt to. I might go to pencil first, but I have a feeling for the sake of efficiency, just go straight to inks and just start going. Um, so I'll probably be. You'll probably see me shuffling around here in a second while I try to get my camera moved so that people can see what I'm working on as I go.
Very cool, man.
How about how about you? What was your process for this prepping?
I didn't really do much prep at all because I wanted to sketch and construct kind of live on the stream.
Okay.
But when I was talking with Lucas backstage, I did do a little bit of sketch. So in the comments on my Instagram post, uh, Luke Alexander, he posted about, he was like, hey, you should do like a Cookie Monster Lovecraft thing. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm going a little
Oh,
more like goofy and silly and just kind of like humorous with it.
all right.
So I have just a really sloppy little sketch here, but it's basically a
Oh,
googly-eyed Cookie Monster,
that's
like
that's really
Nurgle looking squid tentacle guy, and then Nev Gruesome Graphics. He
yeah.
he was like, "Hey, you should draw Matt
Matt
Damon as a
Damon. I heard
snail."
about that.
So
I
I
heard
think I might try to
about
fit Matt Damon as a snail that he's like eating.
that. That's awesome.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just keeping it fun.
That's cool, man.
And what
What
about
about
you, Lucas?
Lucas? What'd you do to prepare, man? Oh shit, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
There we go. Wait, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna improvise on this a little bit. I did some sketching to kind of warm up, and I'm mostly just gonna. You can see all the.
Yeah, the three mushrooms at the
totally
bottom are pretty badass.
totally get demonetized here.
I wonder why there's
Sorry,
three
don't
of
look
them.
at those.
It looks like the
yeah, I'm
South
totally
Park
just gonna use
characters
this
line
as
up. There's like a Cartman chode there, dude.
Oh shit.
Don't look at those. Don't demonetize Lee. Yeah, I'm just gonna basically go off my not like go off my sketch, but I'm just sort of using it as like a reminder of moves I can make as I was trying to warm up, so that as I kind of improvise here, I can keep it kind of fluid and keep it kind of heterogeneous. I think that's the trick that I've learned with like Lovecraftian monsters is not to make them look like they've evolved on Earth. So make them look like they're smashed together out of different parts, because that's something that animals on Earth tend to look pretty coherent and cohesive to us. I think the trick with Lovecraft monsters is to make them look like they're incoherent and not cohesive. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm working on an artist tile here, 6x6, I believe. So I figured it's something I can fill in the 2 hours that we've got, or at least come close to it. I've already started laying my pencils out. We'll just go from there. I'm gonna do it kind of stream of consciousness, and we'll see what we come up with.
Sweet.
All right. Yeah, you want to? Okay, you're set up, Mark. So here, let me switch my camera, and we'll get right into it. And I'll try not to get so absorbed in the work that I won't be checking the comments because I want to keep it conversational. So, guys, please keep putting stuff in the chat, and if you're drawing along with us, like tell me what you're working on. All right, what am I doing?
Sorry, I missed when you guys were backstage earlier. Are you guys working on some new stuff? Some new projects?
Yeah, I just finished up like a color painting for the first time in like a year, so that was good. And then I'm doing a single cover now. What about you, Lucas?
I've actually taken the last month and a half off of commission work, so I currently don't have anything going on. Not anything I can talk about anyway. I've just been working on my zine project actually.
Oh, that's cool. What is it, like a what kind, like a zine with like interviews or about your art, or what is it? What's
It's
the subject
gonna be
matter?
it's like an art zine. I'm basically doing a monster book.
Oh, dude, that's
so
cool.
I'm doing something kind of like very inspired by the old 1978 monster manual, but a bit more embellished. Something that feel like it's not really going to be an RPG thing exactly. It's just going to be art and writing, but taking that form of like a bestiary or something like that. But I've been working on it for like over a year now. I've got like the monsters for like the first 4 issues of it already worked out, already drawn.
Cool.
I'm just working on design elements for the first issue and writing for the first issue, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, I announced it yesterday not announced it, but I kind of teased it a little bit yesterday on my Instagram, and I'll be in the next couple weeks. I'll be doing some reveals of some of the interior artwork and the cover artwork, and giving kind of a taste of what's going to be in it and what it's going to look like and what my intentions are with it, like why I kind of did this, like why I kind of did the zine the way I'm doing it. What is my reasoning for making it this way? Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's the first thing I've done in years that's been totally my own thing, where I'm not been just like a hired gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about how when you're like working as a studio artist, like the big thing that you're always trying to work towards is your solo show, right? Like that's what I was trained to do when I was in school. Was you get into group shows, you get into other situations where you exhibit your work, but the thing that you want is the solo show where all the work in it is yours, and if you're lucky, you have a lot of say over like how the work gets shown in the gallery, what kinds of like you get down to even like how I want the walls to be this color and I want the text to look like this, and but since I don't really work as a studio artist anymore, at least not for the foreseeable future, like a zine like this is kind of like the illustrator's equivalent of a solo show. It's like where everything is mine. It's not, I'm not working on spec. I'm not, doing what someone else has asked me to do. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So I've been real excited about it. It kind of reinvigorated me a little bit. I think it's easy to kind of get burned out on commissions, where you're always, feel like you're always a hired gun. That gets kind of, at least for me, I start to lose my connection sometimes to what I'm doing if I'm not doing stuff self-motivated,
Yeah. Yeah, it's been kind of a mix for me lately in the past year or two. Just focusing on my brand as a visual artist, but making time for some of that.
Right.
And I haven't even shared a lot of the stuff I work on. Like I did a bunch of stuff this last year that I don't think I've ever even posted, just because it's stuff I was working on for possible like retail placement,
Right.
and some stuff I don't know like what runs and gets tested in stores all the time. So it makes it challenging to share the work.
Right.
So I've been hesitant to share some of it, but spending some time on that, plus doing commission work, has helped me kind of just keep things uh, fresh, and that I can have my own way with some things, and other things I
Right.
can have some direction. It just felt like a good balance. So it's
Yeah.
been a little bit of that this year too so far, on my side. But no, that's cool. So how many pages are you thinking for the issues that you're going to be publishing, Lucas?
Well, right now it's looking like this first issue is going to land around 30 monsters. I haven't really started doing layout yet. I wanted to finish the writing portion of it, which I'm about halfway done with the writing. I'm working on what I'm hoping will be the last illustration for it. That's one of the things is like I realized I wanted to have a centerfold in it. If it's going to be kind of a single staple zine, I thought it would be cool for the middle or the exact middle of the book to be a nice, 2-page spread that goes across both pages. And I think the whole thing is going to have to be obviously organized around the centerfold. Like if the page number comes out wrong, I'll just add more art to it. I'll just add another monster or something to it. Right now I have 29 monsters, so we'll see if it ends up being like an even 30.
Okay.
But like one of the things I'm doing is I can't tell if that's going to be the page count because I'm not doing one page, one monster. I'm not doing it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say should be divisible by 4 because the I don't know what are you using for the layout, like InDesign, Adobe InDesign?
I'm gonna be using InDesign.
Are you familiar with the software or no?
Yeah, I've used it before.
Okay.
I've used it quite a bit actually.
All right. Yeah, so you know what you're doing then.
I know what I'm. I've also like hand bound a book before when I was in undergrad, so I understand a little bit about what goes into like making a book.
Yeah.
So a zine is a kind of a simplified. Even if it's a single staple thing, it's like a simplified version of a book. You still have something similar to signatures and keeping in mind like what's actually going to be on each spread as you staple them together. That's why I'm saying like the centerfold is going to kind of condition or set the conditions for everything else that I'm going to basically build it around that.
Sure.
But like the way that I wanted to do this layout wise, one of the things I love about the old D&D monster manual is even though most of it is like it's like a 2-column thing with just pretty small spot art, there's like kind of variety in there. There's like places where there's like a 1/4-page piece of artwork or a 1/2-page piece of artwork or something that might spread across 2 pages. There's a bunch of like things in there that kind of break, like they don't stick with one format entirely in terms of the artwork. And I kind of feel like one of the things I actually don't really like when people do like monster books like that, where they just do 1 page, 1 monster, where it's like the same thing every single page. And I kind of wanted there to be that variety where there's like some monsters will be pretty small piece of spot art and it'll be a couple things on a page. And then some will be a 1/2 page, some will be a full page. It really, there's a lot of variety to the sizes of the artwork I did. I basically hand cut a shitload of paper at different sizes. And then just as I came to that monster, just picked a size out that I thought would be fun to draw at. And so it's going to be kind of fun laying it out because I don't entirely know how it's going to end up working out. Like I don't totally know what it's going to be ahead of time.
So are you thinking like an uncoated or gloss? Like what kind of stock are you trying to get it printed on?
Probably uncoated for the interior. I might do something. I kind of want to keep it matte for the exterior, like the full color cover, black and white interior. Basically, is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like
I've got a full color painting for the front and a full color painting for the back of it, and then everything else on the inside is going to be black and white.
Are they separate paintings or a wrap painting?
It's separate paintings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. I agree. I always think the uncoated stock looks better, especially for black and white. It just gives it more of an underground feel. Doesn't feel so. The gloss just has that's appropriate in some occasions, but I think for the kind of work that we're doing, I'd much prefer the uncoated stocks or the matte laminate or the matte varnish, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So when are you hoping to have that published?
That's the question. I don't even know how I'm going to fund it yet.
And do you have a printer? I guess a printer that you want to use already
I
lined up?
have one in mind that
Okay.
a lot of people have used for zine stuff before.
Yeah, I think you.
But I haven't really gotten an estimate on like what it would cost. Here's the thing: is like I'm not even really 100% sure how many I want to do. Like I don't really know how many to do. I mean, I might have to just kind of, if I was talking to Lee earlier, like okay, the one possible way to do it is to crowdfund it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then I have to, like that sort of the amount that I make then sort of depends on the amount of funding I get.
Sure.
I suppose like at minimum, I probably want to do, I don't know, either 50 or 100 copies for that, first run, like minimum.
Yeah.
I don't know how many I'll sell, but it'll be nice to just have them, I guess.
And you said you're thinking. Are you thinking about doing some kind of show at some point, like a solo exhibit, or were you
No, I was just saying
liking
like that's like the zine kind of like works that way,
Oh,
like
I see what you mean.
the
Okay.
zine
So
works like because as a studio artist, you're always trying to do a solo show.
yeah.
But as an illustrator, you can do shows as an illustrator, but it's not really like it's not the point of our career, right?
Right.
Whereas like as a studio artist, that's the point of your career. That's like the holy grail. You're always trying to get a solo show somewhere,
Sure.
You get solo show when you get gallery representation. That means you've like arrived at least on some level,
Sure.
But the point I was trying to make is that like as a studio artist, I'm trained to just make my own work, whether people ask me to make something or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after like 8 years, 7 years, I guess at this point, 6 or 7 years now of working as an illustrator, kind of doing stuff on spec. It's been a long time since I've done something that was totally mine,
Yeah.
So this kind of came about. I mean, it took a couple years for me to kind of settle on what I wanted to do, and this is what finally kind of came out of it. But I'm pretty pleased with what I got so far, and I've had a lot of fun working on it. So
that's good.
Hopefully people are into it.
I'm into it. I love the idea, man. I was thinking about doing something like that this year too, where toying with a couple ideas. I was thinking and I actually have it laid out already. I just haven't pulled the trigger on publishing it, but I have a like a little fanzine thing laid out of all the like show flyers I've laid out and illustrated.
Oh, nice.
For some of the like local and national shows that I've had been commissioned to do artwork for, or to do the layout and artwork. So I was thinking about that, or maybe because I think this is what 30. I'm going on 35 years, I think, of freelance now. Yes, 35 years. So I was thinking about doing some kind of like little fanzine thing to celebrate that. Just with just art, just some illustrations. Also thought about doing a coloring book. I don't know if people would be into something like that or not.
A buddy of mine asked me if I'd considered doing coloring books before too.
I don't know how I feel about it because it's kind of cheesy.
Well,
but I
your
don't
work
know,
is
maybe.
all black and white, so
it'd
it'd
be
be a little interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I assuming people might find some pleasure in that, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that I've toyed around with the idea, but again, didn't really pull the trigger on it. But I would like to get back into doing some more collabs with bands for merch through PyrePress. Just to get some bands on board and it's just the time to coordinate with the bands and then making sure that they're compensated fairly and all that. It takes time, and quite honestly, I'm pretty slammed with commissions at the moment, so it's hard for me to pause and make time for that sort of thing. But it's something I would love to get back into doing a little bit more of. What about you, Lee? Do you have anything you can share that you're working on?
Just that single cover for the moment, and then
Okay.
I'm working on a couple personal pieces too. But it's kind of like I have them all drafted up,
Yeah.
but I haven't like inked them and all that. I find sometimes I get in the zone of like just doing one kind kind of art skill at a time, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So like I've been working a ton on like construction and sketching recently, but I actually
Okay.
haven't inked anything in a minute because I was doing that painting. So I kind of go between those phases. So like when I'm in that mode of really wanting to just sketch and get stuff like on paper, so I kind of it's like if I don't do it in a certain amount of time, the idea might not actually get made. So I kind of want to like commit to that.
Yeah.
So I just spent a couple weeks just getting those ideas on paper, so they'll be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What
actually,
kind
I
of
haven't inked in a minute.
so for the painting that you're working on, what medium are you doing?
So kind of figure out this process that I like and I want to continue with. But basically, what it is do a watercolor wash,
Yeah.
and I don't take it that far with it. I do a lot of like wet on wet, so it kind of looks a little sloppy and messy,
Yeah.
but the color harmonies are cool, and I like the consistency of the wash.
Sure.
And then I get airbrush out and I do a layer of matte medium, like a thin layer of it. And then I have a new surface to work on, basically. And then I'll do colored pencil, and then I'll finish with gouache.
Oh wow, so it's really a mixed media
Yeah.
by the time you're finished with it. All
And I'm
right.
still like trying to get it down even better and stuff. I do like working in gouache, but not all the way through. And then with watercolor, just for the way I do it, it doesn't really go far enough to the way I want. So I'm trying to get like the strengths of each medium
Yeah.
across. And I mean, I think the scanned version of the painting is really good. I did a little bit of light digital editing, like with the contrast and stuff.
Sure.
So,
To beef it up a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, but I think I'm really happy with it. It'll probably get, out in the public maybe 4 to 6 months from now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually working on a color painting right now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for an album cover.
Nice.
And it's coming along okay. It's challenging because
Yeah.
I'm just even though my degree is in painting, I rarely ever do it. So I feel like it's a healthy challenge in that I'm stepping into the unknown and essentially experimenting, right? Seeing what's working and what's not, and there's a lot of redoing of things and layering of things, and that's okay. I'm working in acrylic, so it's easy to paint over and make corrections if I need to. But I'm picking away at it. I'm kind of only working on it on weekends because I'm just so busy during the work week. With
Get the materials out and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, it kinda
and
eats
just
into
finding the time, especially with the kids and stuff. It's just like a little challenging.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good healthy challenge, stepping out of the comfort zone a little bit. But Lucas, the paintings that you worked on for your zine, are they watercolor or what are you?
Yep.
What medium?
Yeah, watercolor and a little bit of gouache. The usual way I
Okay.
work. Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Nice.
Yeah, they were fun to do. I hadn't gotten to paint too much in the last little bit. I think the last thing I painted, I'm trying to think if that's right or not. And the last thing I painted before I did those covers was probably that map that's for the
Oh yeah,
Zothic.
that's sick.
Kickstarter thing.
Oh, you did a matte painting?
Matte.
No, a map.
Oh, map. Oh, the map. Oh, yeah. You posted that right on social media.
Yeah, I posted that. Yeah,
That
because
was
that was
cool.
like your, if you pledged at one of the print tiers, any of the print tiers, you got a print version of that map with your
Oh, that's cool.
order or whatever with your books. So that was like the first thing that I was approached to do was actually that we need to get that map up because that's like the big Kickstarter reward that he was that Mars was really pushing on for that campaign. It was fun. I love doing maps. I actually really enjoyed doing them. That one was a bit of a challenge because there isn't really any kind of official map of that like particular fantasy world or whatever.
Sure.
So he had put one together that was based as closely on the stories as possible, as like the sort of geography that the stories describe.
Oh, okay.
But it was like when he presented it to me, his map, there's like all these islands too. And the very first problem I saw when I'm looking at this thing is like, dude, the map that you've given me is like 90% ocean. There's like so much space between the main continent and all the islands. Like that might be accurate, but that's going to make a really crappy looking map if it's just mostly blue.
Yeah.
You know, like we're going to have to size up the main continent a bit. Also, I'm not going to be able to write that small. If we're going to do this by hand, we're going to hand letter this thing. Like I'm not going to be able to write that small. It's going to be unreadable.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to show any detail at all. So I kind of had to convince him first, like we need to size up the main continent because that's the main part of all the stories. And then for some of the islands, I had the idea we'll do an inset with the islands so that we can fit them on the page, but kind of imply that they're not very close, spatially speaking, without having to like show just a big blank ocean.
Sure.
There's only so many like little sea monsters I can put in that before it's like, is this like a map or just a drawing of sea monsters, So we had to do a little bit of finagling with it to get it into something that would make sense as a hand-painted illustration,
Sure.
But we got there with it. He was really, really like gracious to work with and easy to work with on that stuff. So it's been that one's been a pretty good experience for me for last year.
Okay.
But I hadn't done any real paintings. I mean, I did a couple of paintings last year. I mean, I can't say I didn't do paintings. It just by the time I got to doing the covers, I hadn't done one in a while, and it was really nice. A little breath of fresh air to break the watercolors out. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you posted about the that Druscara stuff.
Yeah.
So
you finished the box yet?
The box is done. I did a Dungeon Master screen. I just
nice.
Earlier this week. It's basically the box art just extended to be about, I don't know, it's like 25 inches long.
Nice.
By like 9 or something. It was definitely a healthy challenge. I'm not used to drawing like that in that format.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all right. It turned out okay, I think. Your covers looked awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I think those came out okay.
I guess they're launching that soon, or
it's launching soon. I think it's in March. I think they pushed it to March.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been following too closely. But
yeah, I still got to post the other book covers. Like a whole bunch of stuff came out this week that that Dungeon Inc. game also. I did some illustrations for that last year as well, and they launched their Kickstarter this past week. So I'm like, well, I gotta share that. And then one of the illustrations I don't even have on my phone, so I've still gotta. I basically kind of last year adopted the sanity saving policy that I'm not going to have my work email on my phone anymore. Because it was just driving me crazy to be able to see client emails like 24/7.
Yeah, I've never done that. I can't imagine. I always had to be on my computer to. Yeah.
Can I interrupt briefly?
Please. Yeah.
Just you guys can't see the chat, so I want to acknowledge some people that are coming through. But Jeff Whitty, who's also an illustrator as well, he's working on the same project as you guys for Druscara.
Oh, no
Dungeon
kidding.
Damsel. So he's in the chat. Just want to give him a shout out.
Oh, that's
and Daniel Draugr is in the chat as well. Same with Gaz, and Luke Alexander was in earlier too. Appreciate you guys hopping in.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't have that stuff on my phone because normally I would just download it from my Google Drive, my Shoggoth Kinetics Google Drive, but I don't have access to it now. So now I have to like either remember to email it to the email that I do have on my phone, or I have to like physically plug my phone into my computer to transfer shit. I've been kind of bad like the last couple months about posting stuff because I'm like, oh shit, I want to post something. I don't have it on my phone. I have to go upstairs in my studio and do it. And I don't want to do that now. So, and I do have to post the rest of the Druskara stuff.
Yeah, I haven't posted much lately. I just really haven't had the time to deal with social media, and also I don't even know what I can share yet. I've got like probably about 20 drawings or something I haven't even shared because I don't know where they stand. You know, if they've been published or not, stuff like that.
Right.
So eventually I will. I guess at some point later this year. But what did you?
A little highlight of what we're working on here. So I'm gonna pull some people up a little bit bigger. All right, so we're starting to ink, Lucas.
Yeah, I'm starting to do some inking.
And then the Micron 05, is that the what is it? It says the 0.45 millimeter.
I don't know.
I forgot that I'm the one who obsesses about the millimeter, thing.
0.45 millimeter. That is what the barrel of the pen says.
That's what I go off of.
I didn't know that until just now. I'd never even cared about this. I just like the 05 looks like this. So I use that one.
Yeah, it's looking great. And then I'm gonna pull you up there, Mark. With
Apologize if I'm a little blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry as shit, dude.
Is it? Yeah, I don't like the camera stuff. Yeah, it's this the hunting horror, which is serpentine-like, and it's hard to tell, but I've drawn some teeth in there. But it has like talons on its arms and wings. So I just drew I'm working on doing some. I just did the outline, like a basic outline stroke with. I think I had my number 02 nib micron, and right now I'm just got my the bold brush Sakura Pigma brush pen that I'm just doing some heavy blacks on just to pop a little bit of contrast, because normally I would like to see this with a black background, but in this case I'm probably just going to leave it white. So I'm going to try to pop in some darks just to build out some contrast a little bit.
Nice.
Looks like Damon, maybe Damon's on here. It looks like Diamond remains. What's up, Damon? Yeah, so I'm just doing the heavy blacks right now, just to help me see the contrast a little bit, and then I'll go in with some detail after that.
Nice.
What you doing, Lee?
All right, it's my goofy little fucker. All right, so I did like a light pencil, and I usually like use a kneaded eraser, and then I'll do like a heavier pencil just to like tighten it up a bit. So yeah, it's like a Cookie Monster Lovecraft fucking dude. He's pretty goofy.
Yeah, it looks like it's on point, man.
Yeah, so I'll probably start inking pretty soon too.
Oh, you're doing that with pencil? Damn, it looks pretty dark.
Yeah, I'm using like you know what, man? Like just like your typical school mechanical pencil. I like it for like doing a second one. You know.
I use those all the time.
The lead doesn't break as easily as some of the more like artist ones. So I like that.
You draw with a pretty heavy hand, like you put a lot of pressure down when you draw, or
not really.
Okay.
I ink really light, but when I'm penciling, I can get a little rough with it because I just like to be loose and gestural, and
yeah.
And then that's when I kind of tighten things up in this stage usually.
Okay.
Because my sketches are pretty sloppy.
Yeah, mine tend to be a little rough too. I actually kind of prefer sketching in ink, because I find myself sketching in ink. Actually, using that sketchbook is something that's fairly new for me, and that's because watching you on here, seeing how you kept a sketchbook, and I thought, you know what, I should do that, and so I started doing it, and I actually love it. It's really a great way to get some ideas out. Like if you're ever in a bit of a rut, it's a great way to just look through and say, oh, I forgot I drew that, and then like really taking something in there and developing it into a finished piece.
Absolutely, man. And I'm with you too. I like to sketch in ballpoint pen quite a bit.
Oh, ballpoint. Yeah, I used to use ballpoint all the time, man. I haven't touched one of those in quite a while. And not until I discovered microns, I was doing just all ballpoint.
The you know that Arsis album that you did, like really kind of early-ish in your career, was that done in ballpoint?
Oh yeah, all the early Arsa stuff would have been
Yeah.
done in ballpoint. Yeah, yeah.
That's like
I
the
think,
first time I recognized your work, I think, because that was like what 2006 or something.
yeah, I don't remember. I think Jason from Willow Tip sent me their demo tape. Maybe it was a demo CDR. I can't remember, back in like 01, 2001 or something like that.
Whew.
And that's when I first heard of them. But yeah, James from Arsis, he's a cool dude. We, obviously working with him pretty frequently. I've gotten the pleasure of hanging out with him a few times too in person, either at a show, and one time he drove all the way from Williamsburg up here to the Middle Virginia to up here to Northern Virginia to hang out with me, which is really cool. Um, yeah, he's a super nice dude, really super nice dude. I don't think Arsis is very active at the moment. He's
I don't think so either.
yeah, James is living out in Texas now and with his wife, and he's doing a lot of. I think right now his focus is on doing '80s covers with his '80s cover band.
There's
So
probably more money in it.
yeah, probably he teaches too. I think he's employed by School of Rock or something like one of those deals, So he's a guitar teacher, I think,
Oh, that's
for
cool.
his day job, if I remember correctly. But yeah, James is really awesome, dude. He's super cool.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. There's a lot of kind words going around. People really like watching the three of us draw.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us.
If you are an illustrator, let's share the love around. Let us know what your username is, and people can follow one another.
Yeah, and let us know what you're working on.
Yeah.
Be kind of curious. Do you guys? I know Lucas, you said you've kind of taken a little bit of a break to focus on your own stuff, but typically when you're working, I imagine you're probably balancing, and same with you, Lee. You're probably balancing a good handful of commissions at the same time. Like how many do you guys usually handle? Just out of curiosity, when you are taking commissions, like how many do you kind of balance at the same time?
I imagine we'd have very different answers. Because for me, it's like, I mean, I think most people know, but like, I don't do this full time, and I'm also fairly slow, and I work really big too. So I'm kind of more like picky with the projects they take on because they usually take about a month.
Yeah.
So I don't take on more than 2 commissions at a time.
Okay.
I just can't work on 2 things at a time. Like I get obsessed about one, or at least at this point, it's hard to do more than 2.
No, that's
It
cool.
also depends on timeline too. Like I can sketch 2 at the same time, but when I'm like in the rendering mode, it's a little hard for me to bounce between them.
Yeah, but I love that you're hyper focused on a single project. I wish I could be like that every once in a while, but I don't think I have had that in a long time where I can focus on one thing.
I mean, you guys, it's very good that you consistently have work too. So
It is for sure, but there is a luxury in saying, "Hey, I'm just going to do this one project and put all my attention on it." I mean, you probably get better quality product, because you're only focusing on the one. It gives you that time to really explore your options and focus on the fine details. So a lot of the time, I feel just rushed, like I'm in a rush to get something off my plate so I can move on to the next thing that needs to be quickly finished.
yeah,
So that's why actually even this exercise is cool, because I'm drawing essentially just whatever, and I know we're not in a severe time crunch. I'll try to get as much of this done in our 2-hour window, but I don't feel like an immense amount of pressure or anything. It's not a commission or anything, just for fun.
yeah. What about you, Lucas? How many do you juggle at a time?
What you talking about? Sorry,
How
I went
many
to the bathroom.
commissions? Oh, how many commissions do you juggle at a time?
Geez. It kind of depends a little bit on how complicated the job is, but I usually have about 3 or 4 going at once.
Yeah.
And so depending on like what needs to be done for each one, I might have, days where I work on all 3 in one day, or I might have to do a thing where I work on one day and then I work on another one the next day. It just really depends on, like what it is. Like if it's a painting, for instance, if I'm doing something in watercolor, that's sort of easier for me to like put down a layer and then leave it till tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll just move on to something else while, that dries, or while I kind of start to wrap my head around what the next step is going to be with it. If it's just drawings, it kind of just like, it depends. Like if they're all in different, kind of different parts of the process, then I might try to do everything in one day. I might try to, work on sketches on one thing and make progress on another thing and finish up and scan something else. It really depends. My days are not necessarily super planned out before I walk into the studio, just depends on what needs to be done. If I have something where it's like, I've juggled more than 3 or 4 at one time. It's one of those things where, sometimes you have a commission where like a client is really slow to return emails. So
yeah,
you don't want to just sit there and spin your wheels. So I might just take on a bunch of other stuff at the time, knowing that I'll get to this thing when I hear back from the client, and that's fine. It's okay if it works that way, But I find that's about my max before I start to get too stressed out.
Yeah, I usually try to just set a goal for the week, because I'm usually turning around in at least one illustration every week. And when I say every week, I'm working full-time day job. And doing, family and obligations and stuff. So you're talking like half an hour window if I'm lucky in a day to ink anything. So I try to make a point to get something done every week, and it usually works out that way. It's just a matter of carving out that time in the evening if I'm able to.
I don't know how you do it, man. I really don't.
Yeah, that sounds nuts to me. Like I feel like sometimes, Mark, I think about the way you work. I feel like the laziest son of a bitch in the world. Like I don't know why it seems like to me everything takes me so much longer. You're like, oh, I try to finish something every week. I'm like, man, I get in the studio and I'm like, if I get through, X today, I'll be really fucking happy. And then I get to the end of the day, well, nope, didn't even finish that.
Damn, man.
You're
finish
super
that,
quick.
So I don't know what the fuck. I try my best to I just basically try to make sure that I'm showing the client progress. I don't know. I think everybody's working method is probably a little bit different,
Yeah, it sounds like you're really good at communicating with your customers. I actually don't really. It's just like, I'll get the commission, I'll get the sketch approved, and then they won't hear from me for a week or two, and then they get the finished drawing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what you guys were describing earlier.
That's pretty good. I mean,
but there's no like, here's my progress. I mean, if I'm like the painting I'm working on, yeah, I'm sending progress photos, just because it's not my comfort zone, and I want to make sure they're cool with what I'm doing, because I kind of don't know what I'm doing, so I need I need a little bit, of feedback. But with the inking stuff, I'm just whatever. It just, when it gets done, and it gets sent, and it's really straightforward. But it sounds like, Luke, it sounds like you have really good communication with your
I try to send my, if depending on how much I've got going on. Yeah. If everything's coming along pretty nicely, then I'm usually in communication with that client every day.
That's insane.
Until I'm done. And the longest I'll usually go is maybe 3 or 4 days where they haven't heard from me because I've had to work on something else. Like if a rush job comes in, I'll let them know, like, hey, I got a rush job come in that, the client's paying a lot of money, so they kind of get in priority for a little bit. So you might not hear from me until a little bit later on. It doesn't, I'm not thinking about your job. I just got to finish this thing really quick.
Dude,
and
that's
then
crazy.
it'll be back to your thing. But that's about it. I try to.
That's good of you, though, man, to do that. I don't do that. I mean, I'll get rush jobs all the time. And I was like, "You're sorry, wait in line," and I don't say anything, but it gets done eventually. Just sometimes stuff gets put on the back burner for a week, if it needs to. I just don't communicate because I don't want to be in front of my email pounding keyboards all day. I'd rather be just putting the ink to the paper, getting stuff done.
Oh no, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
I start doing email. I feel like it's just. I feel like for me, I feel like it's part of the job. So I do it.
I think if I did the freelance like full time illustration, I'd be way better at communication because I am a good communicator. I feel like it's just I don't when my time is limited, I gotta be mindful of how I spend it, and I just
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
don't
I'm
know.
with you, man. I totally agree.
I have to my clients after every pencil stroke, personally.
I mean, honestly, what I would really love to do is if this, it's obviously a stupid fucking pipe dream because nobody gets rich doing this shit. But man, I do have a thing like I just love to have a fucking secretary.
I know. I thought about that.
I just
too.
love to have
It's
somebody
just
who
an
just fucking
agent,
emails
man.
my client, who comes in the studio at the end of the day every day and is like, all right, what do you need me to take a picture of? And I just tell them what to take a picture of, and they know already who to send it to, and I don't have to tell them anything, and I don't have to fucking worry about any of that stuff. That's what I would love to have.
Yeah,
I'd love to have somebody else deal directly with the clients, and I just be, they can say things like, "Well, he's really grumpy today, so you might not get your stuff right away. You gotta work around him. You know how he is. He's a genius. He's a fucking genius, and he's grumpy today, though. He's a grumpy genius. You gotta make sure you send him praise. Make sure you butter him up." So he's not mad when he's in the studio. Otherwise, he's just going to draw dicks all over your commission. I'd fucking love that.
Dude.
I'd love to fucking. Maybe I could do that like BDSM, but for art commissions. Like where I just dom the client. They come to me and like, no, your idea sucks. I'm not going to do that. That sucks. That's stupid. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do it on my own time. I'm not going to email you back ever.
Oh my god!
I have daydreams about that shit.
Yeah, let's do a little
Never gonna
update
happen, of course.
up close.
We're artists. We always get treated like shit. That is the fucking reality.
Oh come on, dude!
Dude, that's looking good, Lucas.
If you're giving people an update every 3 days, they got to be somewhat kind to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm
That looks great, dude. By the way, to
Yeah,
butter
let's
you up,
not
Lucas,
to
looks
be too
fantastic.
personal. She's right.
Yeah, I love the variety in your line weights already, Lucas. There's a lot of diversity in your line weights. You're using just one pen still?
What's going on?
You're
Talk to me?
Oh no, I see. You're bouncing around with your tools. Okay, so you're kind of changing them out a little bit. I like the weight. I like your line weights, man. You got the thick and thins everywhere, spread out nicely.
Yeah, this is what I consider my first pass, where I just kind of get a structure for the drawing a little bit, and then later on there's detail stuff. But yeah, I was trying out. I bought this Korte brush pen the other day, and so I'm kind of trying it out on this. I like it. I like this brush pen. I like my Pentel, but I like this too. It has a different line quality to it. It's a little bit of a finer brush than the Pentel that I have. So I kind of like this. It's a different level of control. Cool. But I thought I'd try it out. I haven't really gotten a chance to try it out on anything, so I thought I'd give it a spin tonight. So I am getting some of the brush work in here too, as well as the Micron pen stuff.
Yeah, I saw Jeff Whitty mention that he gets a little unmotivated and depressed when he has to do lots of revisions and redraws, and I agree. That's the thing with illustration, especially this kind of gig, where you want to. I feel like the more you have to stew, and maybe you feel differently, Lee, because I know your process is very elaborate. But for me, I get unmotivated too when I have to do more than 2 revisions. One I can tolerate, but beyond that, it can be. Not all the time. I don't want to sound whiny or anything, but you want to be excited about what you're working on, and when a customer is making too many revisions and changes in the process, you're to the point where you just want to put the pen down and be like, well, why am I wasting my time on this customer? I could be working on something else it just takes the joy out of it sometimes. Maybe that's inappropriate to feel that way, but it's
No,
honest.
it depends on where it's coming from. If it's coming from a place of not trusting you or something, then that obviously feels like shit. But for me, if the client is like, and I'm just in the sketching phase, like nothing's permanent, it can be easily adjusted. If they're like not saying what's wrong with the drawing, but like, hey, what about this, or like, what do you think of this? So
Yeah,
if it feels more collaborative,
yeah.
I actually don't really mind it. It just so much depends on the personality of the
I,
client.
I agree. That does play certainly a role as well. Like I've had customers, like repeat customers too, where they're all my job's been easy, and every once in a while there's one where there's some revisions. Whatever, it's no big deal. And there's there's some customers you're willing to bend over backwards for. So it's not always problematic, but I do understand that sentiment that Jeff brought up about too many revisions can be very unmotivating for the artist and kind of slow things down. Sometimes I feel like if I feel like I'm getting too many revisions, it takes away the confidence I have in the piece, and so I need to step away from it. I won't touch it for weeks, and that just slows the whole commission down, and that can be a problem too. So I don't
Yeah.
like to do that if I have to. I prefer things running smooth, especially when there's a lot of jobs on the schedule. It just
Totally.
keeps the gears moving.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah, I have complex thoughts on that. I totally agree. It is can be kind of a bummer to get a lot of revisions, even if you're in the sketching phase. I don't really. I mean, my thing is, I don't really do revisions once ink's on paper. Like that's kind of it. Like my attitude is, you need to have nailed it in the sketching phase. If we get to inking and you're still not happy with the concept or something, that's kind of on you as the client. Like I am open to client feedback all through the concept sketching phase, and I have a sketch limit of like 10 thumbnail sketches, 10 composition sketches, and then like I think it's 3. I have a limit of 3 refined sketches for any given project. That's a lot. That's pretty generous.
Yeah,
I never
that's pretty
really,
reasonable.
Dude, that's extremely.
yeah, I never really ever get up to that point. So I'm like, if the client hasn't nailed the concept by the time I'm starting to work on the permanent part of it, I don't usually have too much of a problem with that. There's been a couple times where I've had to tell a client, I can't make that change at this point. I'd either have to start the drawing over with,
Yeah.
or, and that's going to cost you extra if I have to do that. Like, read the contract. But even with the sketching phase, when it's getting to be, it feels like a thing where like, yeah, I think Lee brought up the most salient situation, whereas it seems like the client doesn't trust you to get things right. And that is it. I just find it kind of insults me. Basically, I just usually just get insulted by it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm like, I know what to do. I would be like, my wife will hear me ranting, like, I know what to fucking do for this goddamn drawing. Blah 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 blah. I'll get kind of pissed off about it. So, but one of my other attitude on that though is, if they're willing to pay for the premium treatment, I'll put up with a lot if you're paying for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like, if you're going to pay extra for something, like I kind of have that increasingly built into like my contract language. And when I talk to clients at the very beginning, I'm kind of increasingly learning, like, okay, if you want things to go a certain way, like you want to have a lot of creative control over this, and you basically just want me to move the pen around on the paper, then I consider that to be the premium treatment. You're going to have to pay extra for that.
Definitely.
But ironically, my other attitude about that is, ironically, I don't think that's the best way to get the best work out of me. And I don't think that's probably the best way to get the best work out of a lot of illustrators. I find that the stuff that tends to be the best, like the stuff that I'm the most proud of and the stuff that people respond to a lot, is shit where the client said, "You do you, go." I don't have any other input than you just do what you do.
Yeah,
and they just let me cook. And that
Yep.
tends to end up producing some of the best stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's kind of self-serving. I know it's like the opinion that most artists would have, of course, but still, I tend to think it's true. And I think that my work is better when the client leaves me with the creative freedom. Because then I can do, because there's been so many times like when clients are really when they're really pushy about stuff like that, and the specs are really, really tight for something. The thing that I find is I'm pushed to play it safe with the drawing or the artwork, whatever it is. I'm pushed to be conservative in how I approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had my ideas slapped down so many times by clients who wanted a lot of creative control. Where I've said, well, what if we tried to do this? And I kind of wanted to come at it laterally, or try something that I feel like is a little less cliche than what the client wants. And I've just been straight up told, no, I want this. You have to do it this way. And I'm like, fine, okay. She like encourages you to disinvest in the work. Like, okay, well, it's not mine then. It's yours. I'll just move the pen around on the page. And I'm not going to be really that invested in it since I don't have a lot of creative control or input.
So how do you feel about work?
I'm the one with the experience as an artist.
How do you feel about
all that stuff?
What about working on an IP project?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like working on an IP. I mean, I've only done it the one time so far.
Oh, okay.
And I have to say, my attitude was they paid for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they paid me for it. I was willing to put up with it because they paid me for it. And also, the AD was really easy to work with. So even though there was a demanding job, the AD was easy to work with, and I felt like the pay was fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like one of those things where the client's going to be pushy, but I don't feel the pay is fair. That's where I get my hackles up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you want to make sure you're being compensated for your time, and part of my time is like, essentially the bedside manner of the job. Like, how do I have to how does the client want me to interact with them? So the jobs that I feel like are some of my favorite ones are the ones where either like Lee was saying, the atmosphere, the relationship was very collaborative with the client. And so you felt like there's like mutual trust. Like you felt like your ideas were going to be listened to, and the client, trusted you to not do them wrong or anything,
Yeah.
Those are kind of the best jobs.
Yeah, I find most jobs go that way. At least in my experience, most of them do, because your stuff's out there. People know what to expect. I think when they see your work.
No, I would say most of my jobs are pretty pleasant. I'm not saying like this is like the norm that I get, like pain in the ass clients. It's not at all the norm.
No, not at all.
Most people are great. And I definitely have some clients that are, like you were saying, Mark, like you bend over backwards for them because it's like worth it. They're either such great people. They've done a lot of stuff for you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I've definitely had those where there's like a real loyalty thing because they've inspired loyalty in you as an artist,
Yeah. I feel like the bulk of what I work on now is just repeat customers. There's already a trust there.
That's
right. And that's probably what you want. You want to build up. That's what you really want to build is like a repeat client base.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a comfort
finding
there.
The people that you work with the best and continuing to work with them for years,
Yeah. What are you guys listening to now? You guys have any recommendations?
Ooh, I'm in a bit of a limbo. Something that, what's the name of it? It just came out via Bindrun Recordings. I think it's Weft.
Okay.
Yeah, Weft, the Splintered Horror. If you like the kind of Cascadian, Appalachian-inspired black metal like Panopticon.
Yeah.
Charlie, the fiddle player in Panopticon, launched Weft, which is very similar, but maybe a little more Opethian. But it's if you like that type of black metal, I think it's really, really good.
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of books lately and reading mostly, so I'm kind of on that kick right now.
Yeah. What about you, Lucas? What are you spinning?
I haven't really. I got really bad this past 6 or 7 months. I haven't really like listened to anything new in quite a while. Been kind of on a kick of just revisiting old stuff.
Okay. What kind of old stuff are you spinning?
Oh God, it just like stuff from various periods of my like musical development.
Like Cryptic
So
Slaughter?
I've been listening to everything from like Billy Joel and Aha to like
Oh, yeah.
like 90s metalcore stuff that I was really into. Listening to some Cave In, some Overcast,
Okay.
Shai Hulud. Some old 90s death metal as well. Old hardcore punk stuff. Old trad heavy metal shit. It just kind of I just been kind of like I've been kind of on this kick of like making lists of like my favorite albums and then just listening to the albums on that list.
Okay.
So I have like I have a huge wish list of shit to buy. I just haven't pulled the trigger on anything in a while. I just kind of got lost in the sauce of like, I want to, you think to yourself like, gee, how many more fucking times in my life am I going to get to listen to Covenant? Like I better listen to it again. So,
Covenant, the band or the album by Morbid
the
Angel?
album.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a good question in the chat. What was the craziest commission you guys have ever been asked to do? So you didn't even have to do it. Just what have you been asked to do? What do you guys got? Any butt plugs for you, Mark?
No.
It's only a matter of time,
Yeah, probably only a matter of time. Craziest commission? I actually don't know. I'll have to stew on that one. I'm not really sure. Jeez. I'm sure I've had a few. I can't think of anything right now because when you turn something down, it's such a brief moment in time that you kind of forget.
Well, it could be something you've done too that's maybe just really challenging or something. I don't know.
Oh, man. Jeez. That is a good question. Actually, I don't know how to answer that because I don't even know if I have a good answer. There's got to be something, though.
You got anything, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that same question the same way. It's like, it kind of, the way the question is worded, it sounds like, have you ever been like basically inappropriately propositioned in the form of a commission?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, will you draw yourself naked for us?
Well, have either of you guys had like anybody want a furry commission?
No furry commission.
Yeah, no, I've never had anything like that.
Okay.
I remember this one woman solicited me for some art, and I can't remember what it was for, but she sent pictures of herself, and I was like, I don't think I need that.
I don't know if I need that.
Are you trying to like send these to me to convince me to draw? I didn't take the commission. I was like, no, I'm too busy. I thought it was a little peculiar, but I was like, whatever. And I can't even remember what she needed. It's been so long. Maybe like a tattoo drawing or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm sure I've had some weird ones, like weird kind of products that I would never really think to work on. I think I've turned stuff like that down before.
I mean, I definitely get really dumb. I get really dumb emails almost every day for like those like fake partnership things.
Yeah.
Like, Lucas, will you? We love your content. Will you partner with us on these sunglasses? Like, yeah, no.
I get those too.
No matter how many times I report that shit as spam, I still fucking get it.
Yeah.
I've started getting NFT requests. I've started getting. You should turn your art into tokens. You are leaving. Someone was like, you are leaving $350,000 a piece per artwork on the table by not tokenizing them. Like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck off. It's fucking scam. Fuck you.
Yeah, I almost got scammed once. I didn't really understand what the scam was. It was kind of complicated, but it had something to do with shipping. It was really weird. But anyway, I continue to get the same kind of message, but from different email aliases and names. And I'm like, Man, I looked it up online. That's how I found out it was a scam. It got a little convoluted. So I'm like, where is this going? Like, so I almost got duped. But yeah, you got to watch out. For folks trying to rip you
There
off.
are quite a few scams out there that
It,
target
it, blows, it
artists.
blows
for
my
sure.
mind that there's scammers just dedicated to scamming artists. That's what's weird.
Yeah, it's
to
pretty
me.
crazy. Like
Artists
we're
rich.
people with so much fucking money too. It's such a
No,
good,
like,
such a really good like that's a
yeah,
good mind to vein or vein to mind right there.
yeah, no doubt.
Is artists. We're just swimming in it, all of us.
Yeah. Yep.
Untapped market for scamming.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I can't think of any like really super off the wall kind of requests.
I feel like I got asked several years ago, and it never nothing really ever came of it. To like collab, I didn't really quite understand what the guy was asking me to do. It was like to collaborate on this I think it was like this kind of experimental graphic novel that he was working on. He sent me a script, and it was I read a page of it and was I don't fucking understand this. I actually and I went to I went to art school. I got my fucking MFA. It had pretty theory heavy. I'm used to seeing really out there shit. But I looked at that and was I don't know how I would approach doing this. So I kind of I don't think so. I don't feel up to it.
Yeah, there's
it was wild. It was very, very weird. But I could see why he maybe thought style wise I would have been a good fit. But I really didn't. I really couldn't find a way into it that made sense to me. Yeah. And I was looking at it. I'm yeah. I think he needs an artist whose brain is wired a little differently than mine. I think. That's the only thing I could really think of that was I would consider kind of crazy. I mean, what would be a crazy commission? Now that's making me think what would be a crazy commission?
I think furry.
I guess nudie stuff someone's kink photos or something.
Well, yeah. Mark dodged that bullet,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see if there's any more questions. I think there was some other ones. What's the biggest artist or IP you were really surprised to work with? I mean, Mark, Justin Bieber.
This is you, man. This is you, man.
I mean, a lot. There's a couple that I'm really grateful for that I got to touch. I mean, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. Those are the three that immediately come to mind. That it's cool to be able to do something that's official for those brands. Yeah, I think I did some stuff for that movie, the movie Mandy. Also,
oh right, yeah.
Kevin Smith did something.
The thing I remember, man, was when you did that car design for Scion.
Oh no, that was actually
that's crazy.
Volvo. Yeah, Volvo. I did something for Volvo.
I've never heard of
Volvo.
that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely out of the box. I'm trying to think what other but all these are through they're mostly collaborations. Like Ghost Adventures, I did some for Ghost Adventures a long time ago. Gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's certainly flattering to be asked to do. Oh, Star Wars. I did Star Wars too last year. But a lot of these are through other vendors, who acquire licensures. I did some stuff for a popular Netflix show as well that I haven't seen go live yet, but I did 3 pieces for that last year. WWE, some stuff for them.
Right, you did all that WWE stuff, man. I remember sharing that stuff last year. That's rad.
Good handful of things, but yeah, it's cool. Unexpected most of the time, and it's also kind of fun to interpret an existing brand and to be able to put your own spin on it, kind of like bringing something into your own visual world and giving it your whatever you bring to the table. I find that to be really exciting to do. It's sometimes challenging because you want to stick. You want to try to find that balance of there's enough of this existing IP to make it recognizable, but also to instill your own creative vision, and so that's recognizable too. finding that balance, that perfect balance. It's a good challenge. It's a good healthy challenge, and it's a lot of fun. I'm totally down to do more stuff like that at some point. Terrifier, that's another one that comes to mind. That Terrifier film franchise, there's some stuff for that. I did a lot of IP stuff last year. I had to say, I'm not expecting it. It just kind of happened, you know. But we'll see what comes this year. I really don't know. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Oh, there's some stuff too. Lucas and I worked on an IP for something that'll be out, I guess, later this year.
Yeah,
So
that's the hope anyway.
Yeah, I think it's on their schedule to publish. So that should be cool once that's released. We could share that news and share the art that we worked on.
Yep. Definitely a piece from last year that I'm pretty proud of too.
Yeah, it's certainly a challenge. I find the most challenging things when you're dealing with an IP is trying to execute likeness. If you have to get the likeness of an existing character or an actor, it can be challenging.
I had a lot of fun with that part, to be honest with you. That's like kind of up my alley. I used to teach figure drawing for quite a few years, and I kind of have. I mean, we don't really like to toot my own horn too much, but I kind of have a knack with likenesses. Like, I don't have too much trouble with them, and the particular actor I got to do on this particular IP is very distinctive looking. So it was also, I'm just gonna say, like, I didn't trace it or anything. I just straight up just did the likeness, like, just by observational drawing, and it came out pretty fucking good. I'm actually really excited about that piece.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's also interesting when you know the actor is looking at your work on top of it, because they have to usually in that case approve it. So that's kind of unexpected as well.
Gotta make sure you look flattering.
Yeah, that's the thing. Seriously, you do want to flatter the actor because you don't want to make them look ridiculous for whatever reason.
I did have a really early commission way back in 2018 for, I'm not going to name the client or anything, but what they wanted was a likeness of the recording artist in the shirt design, and I kept getting. I mean, this guy was young. Like he had like a talent manager who was the person I was talking to about the shirt design.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was young and he was kind of vain. And so all my notes were like, could you make his abs more pronounced? Could you make his muscles a little bit bigger? He looks a little too wide. Could you make him slim too? It was like, oh my God, you could totally tell this is like a 20-year-old who's giving this talent manager notes on how he looks in this drawing. It was an early commission too, so it was kind of frustrating, and it's not really for an artist that I think too many people have really heard of. So it was also like I don't even know who this guy is. So it's kind of like weird.
Yeah.
But I definitely had one where it was like that, like the person really wanted to be really flattered with the drawing I was doing of them.
Yeah, the last one I did that I was mentioning from the Netflix thing, I think I had to do about almost 8 or so revisions on it to get it right. And it was challenging. That one was certainly challenging. I think it worked out ultimately, but man, that took a while. And that's okay. Like I get it. I get the importance of it. So that's a situation where I can't be frustrated over it. It just that's just part of the process, you know, with something like that. But yeah, that's crazy. So did the artist you were trying to illustrate or do the portrait of is a artist still like publishing music or?
They are, because I maybe once a year I get an email from that talent manager that they need a shirt design and their tour is like 2 weeks off, and I'm like, nope, I can't. And you don't have enough time to even make the shirts, buddy. Much less am I going to draw one like a shirt design for you in like a day. It's just not gonna. They usually come to me when I'm like completely booked up, and I basically have to tell them no every single time. Yeah. And every single time I tell the guy, like, you got to get in touch with me earlier if you really want me to do this. Like, you've got to get in touch with me earlier.
It blows my mind how frequently that happens. I've done so many commissions that are like, I mean, I turn some around in a day because it shows happening that weekend or whatever, and it's just I try to accommodate, make time for it, and then it ends up being too late, and it's like, well, it just wasted my time. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't publish or
Dude,
whatever.
yes.
But it just blows my mind that these bands, especially these major bands, they're touring bands, and they know when their tour's happening. They know they got to go to Europe or in the States or wherever. And I don't mean like some like underground death metal stuff. I'm talking like mainstream shit. And it's like, why am I getting asked to do this like 2 weeks before their tour? You know what I mean? It blows my mind how last minute a lot of this stuff happens, and it's not like they don't know they're going on tour. Their tour managers, their merch people should know that. But it's very frequent, very frequent.
To be honest with you, the underground death metal bands are much better about it.
Oh hell yeah, for sure.
They get asked to do a shirt design, and they're like, "Yeah, this is for our tour 2 years from now."
Yeah, no,
they'll literally tell you that. Like, yeah, we're probably gonna go to Europe in 2028. So we would like you to do a shirt design now for that tour. Like, okay, maybe you're a little too much lead time there, but all right. I like that you have a plan.
Yeah, no, that's just awesome when bands are that prepared. But I agree, man. The metal bands or the underground metal bands are way better about that sort of thing. Yeah. No doubt about that. Every once in a while, I'll get a quick turn thing, but it's no big deal, It's just the bigger bands. I'm like shocked. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, it's like you think there's people who are like drawing down a salary, and their whole job is to make sure that stuff is taken care of. Yeah. And they're like not doing that part.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing that you're gonna? How about you give me part of your paycheck?
That's right. Yeah.
Got 21 people watching now.
Nice. Uneventful Friday night, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's I don't know about where everyone else is, but it is 0 degrees out right now in Michigan.
Man.
Yeah, it is. Ice storm is pretty.
Yeah, it's coming.
So
it's coming this weekend.
I know it's going to hit Atlanta a little bit. What about the status of you guys in Michigan and Virginia?
We're expecting about 1.5 feet, I think.
Of snow?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be ice for us.
Oh, nice, too. Yeah, we'll get some ice, like 1/4 inch of ice, I think they said. But who knows? I guess we'll find out this weekend.
We're in the area of Michigan we're in. We're actually not supposed to get anything.
Really?
It's the west side of the states was what's supposed to get hit. We're kind of closer to the east side.
You're just
Alex
cold
and I
as
are.
hell.
So we're actually getting missed.
Okay.
By the worst of it. So
we're
just getting really cold weather, but like the cold weather is like it's the kind of weather I'm used to being from Michigan. It's like okay. It's single digits out. That's fine. I mean, I kind of missed that, honestly. Didn't get single digit weather in Lancaster, that's for sure.
Oh man, we had single digit weather just this week. I think on Monday or Tuesday it was like 7 degrees out when I left to go to work. So we get some pretty cold weather here on occasion. Not like Michigan cold, but
I think I'm almost done with the first pass.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good, Lucas.
Thanks, man. This brush pen is really nice. I like it quite a bit. It's versatile.
What kind is it?
What marks out of it?
What is the brand?
It's a Kuretake. It's a Japanese pen.
I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
So and it's it's refillable.
Oh.
Which is why I kind of picked it up. I like the brush pens that are. It's like it's not a nib that's shaped like a brush. It's an actual brush.
Okay.
It's an actual bristle brush, and it loads itself with ink from the reservoir. So I like these because I like using like brushes, like bristle brushes. I don't exclusively like to. I know some people will like kind of only draw with brush. I like to use a combination of tools.
Yeah.
But I like these refillable brush pens because then you don't have to pay, you don't have to spend $9 every single time it runs out of ink.
Yeah.
This you can buy the refills for it, and it lasts quite a while. And yeah, I like this one. It's got a good versatile shape on it. So I'm enjoying using it. I gotta let this dry for a second here before I get back into it. What would be a dream job for you guys?
I would like to do some stuff for Toxic Holocausts. I haven't done anything for them before, or Sadistic Intent. I don't. Well, actually, I did do something for Compendium of Death book in Chile. They did a Sadistic Intent feature, and I did a drawing for that. I don't remember if it got published on any merch or not. But those are two bands I like a lot that I would love to illustrate for at some point. I just haven't for whatever reason. Pentacle too. I like Pentacle quite a bit. I wouldn't mind doing some for them. So there's some bands like I can think of that I would like to do work for at some point. Dream job, I don't know, man. I just kind of like the surprises, like what I deal with regularly. Just something falls in my lap. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that, and then I just go with it. What about you guys? What do you have a preference for anything?
I want to do a poster for fish.
Okay.
I want to do like a death metal themed fish poster, and I want them to like sell it. I think that'd be cool. Like I think like combine things that don't really belong.
Sure.
I think that'd be kind of fun. There's a lot of cool artists who do like the jam band posters. I like that kind of. I mean, I don't like all the bands as much, but I like that there's like a scene of like these poster artists. I think that's cool.
Yeah, but some of the poster art I've seen is pretty amazing, just across genres,
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of diversity.
I'd like to do more like poster work and stuff like that. I like that format too.
I actually love doing. I do a lot of stuff for Ripping Headaches Promotions. It's a local promoter in my area. He books a lot of shows in Baltimore, DC area, and like just about 2 weeks ago, I did some for Hyrax, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because I haven't worked with them in a long time, and Kate I didn't work with Hyrax directly on it. I worked with Hassan from Ripping Headaches Promotions, but Caden's like one of the coolest dudes in the metal scene, and they're obviously like a legendary band, and so stuff like I love doing stuff like that. I love doing posters. They went for Coroner last year, which I was pretty stoked on because that's one of my all-time favorites. A band I listened to frequently when I was growing up. So yeah, posters, man, it's a good combo of being able to illustrate and do graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
The Death Heaven one you did was pretty amazing.
Thanks, man.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the band.
I'm trying to find my Spaz CD so I could pull up the songs where they talk about Caton on them.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, no, there's one song where he actually intros the song. He's like,
"Oh, no kidding.
My name is Caton. I'm really glad to be on this song," and that's it. Like the song just starts. That's it. It's fucking awesome. They were big Hyrax fans, so they did a lot of songs about Hyrax.
That's not Spastic Blur. It's something else.
No, not Spastic Blur. The band Spaz from the West Bay.
It's like a hardcore band, right?
Like a punk? Yeah, power violence, grind, hardcore, fastcore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar
Chris
with
Dodge
them.
ran Slap a Ham Records.
Oh, Slap a Ham.
Max Ward ran 625 Thrashcore, which is the label that most of my bands were on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day. Old 625 Thrashcore, hanging out with Hyrax Max, Battle Axe Max.
Huh.
Let's do a little update around. So, where are you at, Mark, in your piece here?
Oh, I'm just doing some detail work. I mean, I'm not. It's a little sloppy, my inks, because I'm kind of hurrying through it. But you can see I've laid down I know it's I got a shitty camera. It's hard to see the detail. I know I'm blurry. I don't know what's up with this camera. I should probably buy a new one. Maybe if I hold it back further away, it focuses better. Sorry, my
That's
I
cool.
got
I
it
can see
at
more
an
of it.
angle, so it's kind of wonky. Yeah, so I'm just popping in a little bit of detail. That's all at this point. Nothing special. Kind of getting some gray in there with the cross hatching. How about you guys? How are you doing?
Here, let me show mine.
Ah.
Right. Got my
Nice.
Cookie Monster Lovecraft dude.
Look at the fuzzies on his face, dude. He's got fuzzies all over. That's
He's coming
awesome.
together all right. Yeah.
That is
I'm kind of
funny.
rushing the inking too, but just
Yeah.
you know, it's I don't think taking the inking too seriously for something like this is probably in its best interest, anyways. So yeah, it's coming together pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it looks awesome, dude.
Thanks,
It's
man.
funny. It's goofy.
Yeah, and that's just like
Gnarly, man.
yeah, the stream of consciousness Lovecraft shit. You master at it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I just finished the first pass, so I'm gonna start doing some value work with the I think my 01. Let's see what that is. The 0.25 millimeter. It's the one I like to do most of the detail work in, and then I'll bump up or down depending on how much I want to change the line weight. But yeah, so it's coming along.
What are your go-tos? What are your micron go-tos? The size?
I love the ones I use the most are probably 5, 3, and 1.
Oh, okay.
If I need to lay down something heavier, I'll hit the the 8, 10, the 12. I don't use the heaviest ones that much, but the 8 I might use a bit. But I love the 01, and then if I need to do lighter stuff, the 005 is cool. If I really, really, really want to get surgical, then that 003 is
that's
unbeatable.
Yeah, those are insane.
But mostly I try to do it with the 01 for two reasons.
Fun.
One, because I kind of learned that this pen, this line weight screen prints the best, like for detail work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I do shirt designs, I try not to make the detail finer than the 01 because I find that comes out pretty nice when people do shirts of the stuff.
Yeah.
And also I just like the way it looks. It's just a nice line weight for me to kind of control the value, and like you can do a lot of different stuff with stippling and hatching and kind of stipple hatching and stuff. I'm gonna take this thing off the pad though in order to finish.
Yeah, the 01 is my that's my go-to also. My 01 ran out of ink a couple weeks ago. It died, so I've actually been bouncing between 02 and 03s the last few drawings.
I just opened up a fresh pack for today.
Oh yeah, I probably have one somewhere. I'm just too lazy to open my drawer to get it out. That's pathetic. I'm so pathetic.
Yeah,
I'll just run these ones into the ground.
Sitting right there. I have stacks. I have like a stockpile of shit. I don't feel good if I'm like I don't feel good getting down to my last set of pens. So I always make sure I've got like 2 or 3 deep.
Oh, okay.
Of packs of micron pens and like lots of replacements of the ones that I use the most. I have a whole box just of 01s because I use them a lot.
Man.
I have a whole box of the plastic nib. I actually like these plastic nib ones too. Like these are kind of fun for. These get a real different kind of mark making quality. That's really really versatile too. So I like to have a lot of these. They get kind of gross when they wear out, but I like them. So I have like a whole box just of those.
I'm gonna go rob you, man. Take all your 01s.
I kind of got into the habit when I was in grad school. I got this this supplies grant where I got like $1,500 to order any art supplies I wanted.
Nice.
Damn.
So I put it towards like my thesis project. I bought like these huge 6-foot ampersand gesso board panels for my thesis project. But I bought all this other shit, and I got used to having like this big fat stockpile from grad school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, now I can't live without it. If it looks like I'm getting low, I have to like start reordering stuff.
Oh
like
man,
I'll just be in my studio. I'm like doing inventory. I'm like, oh no, I got to replace brushes. Start replacing brushes. Getting low. Start. Let's see how many half pans of ivory black do I have left? Let me pick up a couple more of those.
I like to go to a Hobby Lobby so that I can spite them by drawing evil shit with their Christian pen.
Dude, isn't Hobby Lobby like going all in on like weird AI art and like their fucking
Probably, I don't
Like,
know. I've been in there a little bit.
yeah, they got some. I've seen some weird shit online.
Like their wall art and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like
all AI cats or something.
yeah, like roosters and shit.
It's so weird.
It's
so
like there's so many public domain roosters. Just use those
yeah.
at the very least. Mark, any recent Iron Fortress recommendations?
You know, I haven't purchased from Iron Fortress in a little while. A lot of this stuff. No, if something comes out that I really dig, I'll definitely get it. I haven't heard anything that really caught my attention. A lot of it, I hate to say it because it's a great label. Is it Ben? I think his name is. He's a cool dude. They put out some from my band last year, and they're easy to work with. But yeah, a lot of it sounds, not all of it, but a lot of the bands seem kind of samey to me lately. So I haven't really listened too closely to some of the recent releases, but I'm not so much into like the chuggy hardcore death metal stuff. I prefer more the old school sounding, and every once in a while he'll put out something that sounds more old school. But the last thing I picked up, which I have on heavy rotation right now, is actually an Iron Bonehead release, and I don't always go to Iron Bonehead just because a lot of their bands are too noisy for my preference.
Kind of war metal stuff, right?
A lot of it is sort of in that world, and I'm not big on that. I have some in my collection. It's just not my real go-to. So I picked up this band called Old Outlier, and it's really good. It's members of a band, a Hell's Headbangers band called Grenade. I think they have an album out on Hell's Headbangers, if I remember correctly. Australian band. They look like tough dudes in the picture. They look like they look like Cemetery Urn or something, but they don't sound anything like that. They're actually sound kind of like a Greek, like an old school Greek black metal band. A lot of like Varathron influence or Mordor from Poland, and like was a Slate from Germany. Very melodic and mid-paced and really catchy. It's good. It's good. Sounds nothing like any of the other Iron Bonehead bands. So I found that really appealing. So I recommend that if you're into that. If you like anything Greek, like the old Greek sound, I definitely recommend checking out Old Outlier. But if you I don't know if you like thrash too much, but Void from Louisiana.
Yeah, that Void's interesting. I've listened to it a little bit. The vocals are kind of like that old speed metal-ish kind of style.
Yeah, they got it really a nostalgic sound, man. I know they're kind of getting big, and I'm glad that they are. But man, I have their first album, and it's just kind of ho hum for me. But their new one, man, holy crap, it's good, like all the way through. It's, in my opinion, like it's sort of like the stuff I grew up on, all mashed up into an album. So I really digging that. But Iron Fortress, I don't have anything right now. I think what's it called? The dudes from Necrodome, the Romanian guys.
Necroscrotum.
Yeah, Necroscrotum, whatever you want to call them. The Romanian dudes, they have that side project. Was it Putrid or so with an ED or something like that? I apologize because I can't remember the name. It's one of their side projects, and I have their other album that they put out, and it's really good. So they have a new one out on Iron Fortress. That might be worth giving a spin. They have a good sort of more slower paced old school death metal sound. It's good stuff, man. Kind of like, I don't know, Cyanide or something like that. Sort of in that realm a little bit. But I haven't checked too much out from them lately. Like I said, mostly that that Iron Bonehead title, and also a Chilean band on Dying Victims Records from Germany. A Chilean band called Shoot, it starts with an S. Bear with me a minute. It'll come back. It'll come to me. Um, Wayne, they sound like kind of like Ripper from Chile, or like early Sepultura, or like Mexican band Strike Master, if you like that kind of stuff. Like really sort of raw thrash. There's another band, I think they're Spanish, called Trastorned, that's sort of similar in style. But this band is called Suffering Sights. That's what it's called. It just came to me. I believe that's the name, and that's good. If you like that old school like Sepultura or Sarcophago, it's sort of unpolished but catchy, really good riffs. Got a little bit of slightly raw sound. So if you're into that South American vibe, they're worth checking out. Yeah, I don't know, man. What I'm kind of all over the map right now with stuff. I'm listening to some older bands that I didn't get a chance to check out in my youth, like Sarcastic Terror from Italy. Good, like Mediterranean Greek sounding stuff, even though they're from Italy. Stuff like that. It's an older release that the Crypt put out. I don't know if you guys are you guys familiar with the Crypt records? Ted from Autumn Tears.
They distribute out of like Dark Descent, right?
Yeah, a lot of their stuff gets carried by
Yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Descent. But that's Ted from Autumn Tears, which is like a dark wave band. That's his label. So he reissues a ton of like old stuff. So I'll catch stuff from his label every once in a while because he publishes a lot of the more obscure old school underground stuff, like it's stuff that I heard about or read about in fanzines, but just never checked out. So every once in a while, I'll pick up something from the Crypt. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm kind of all over the place with. Like I've been listening to King Diamond a lot this week, like the early King Diamond discography.
Weren't you saying for the longest time you didn't like King Diamond?
I didn't. I mean, they're kind of. I checked them out when I was already listening to underground death metal. So when I heard King Diamond, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I was probably like 15 when I first heard The Eye, and I couldn't really wrap my head around it at the time. But I think it was that Marty and Heavy Metallurgy. They did a deep dive with Melanie and a couple other.
Yeah, that was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, after seeing that, I'm like, man, I need to go revisit this band. And I know they're legendary, obviously. And dude, I grabbed a handful of Merciful Fate and King Diamond, and the King Diamond stuff stuck with me more. But man, I love it. I can't get enough of that stuff. It's so
Musicianship is so good.
yeah. The songwriting is perfection, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so I'm a latecomer to that one. And actually, a latecomer to a lot of classic bands, to be honest. Bands I should have listened to a long time ago, just either overlooked or was too engrossed into underground stuff to even care or pay attention. Like even just Lucas, you recommended me picking my. I mentioned I had that Whiplash CD, and you're like, dude, you got to go listen to that again because I think I listened to it once or twice. I was like, oh, okay. I revisited that a few weeks ago, and I was like, man, this rules. It's a lot like
It's
Death
so
Hammer.
fucking good, isn't it?
It is. It's unhinged, and I like
It
that.
is. It's unhinged. It's crazy that it came out in '85. It's like
Yeah,
pretty
you would
fucking
never
awesome.
guess. Then like another band like Infernal Majesty. Again, another band.
Yeah.
I love that stuff though, man. What is it? Why does the name leave me right now? The one with the stupid cover with the clown gesture thing on it. I don't like it.
Yeah, that album's good.
Yeah, that album rules, man. So stuff like that. That I missed out on. I've listened to frequently. So gotta get my heavy metal card revoked, man. If I don't check out some of these classics.
It'd be hard to take it away from you, man.
Yeah, I was talking to Justin from Hell's Headbangers a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about early death metal, and I always like Scream Bloody Gore and listening to Possessed, and the Possessed I had was Into the Eyes of Horror, which doesn't sound I shouldn't say it doesn't sound anything like, but the sound is different. The production is different from what you get on Seven Churches. And again, another album I was a late bloomer to, man, Seven Churches. And that album kicked my ass. When I heard it, I was like, oh, now I can see what Death was inspired by. They sound almost the same. But I mean, that's something I missed out on for decades because I just never
I was hip to Possessed, interestingly enough, by this band called Despise You did a cover of Burning in Hell.
Oh, okay.
And I loved that cover so much, but I'm like, I don't know who this band is that they're covering. And so I came across a copy of Seven Churches like a few years later and like, oh, that's the album this song is off of. So that's why I got hip to it. There's this hardcore punk band that did a cover of Burning in Hell.
That's so random.
And it's like such a fucking good cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard like Morbid Faith, was it the Sadistic Intent cover before, but like I said, I liked Into the Eyes of Horror when I was, I probably had it when I was like 12 or 13, and that was the EP I had. I liked it. I eventually went back and picked up one of their other albums. I can't remember. It's the one with the Repka cover that it's like.
Beyond the Gates or something?
Yes, that's it. And I remember spinning it a few times, but it never caught on. And then I eventually picked up Seven Churches. But I still think I like Into the Eyes of Horror a little bit more, but that's more nostalgia reasons for me. But even like Destruction, like I missed out on their early titles, and when I discovered them, it was Released from Agony, which is a pretty unique sounding album, I think. But again, not necessarily descriptive of the overarching what Destruction sounds like, or at least classic Destruction. What were some of the early thrash bands that you were into, Lucas? Because I know you're a little bit closer in age. Did you like Sacred Reich?
For me, it definitely was like Sepultura.
Yeah.
The stuff that really kicked my ass when I was like first getting into really heavy stuff was like, Bestial Devastation and Schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And I think I listened to those so fucking much. Absolutely loved those records when I was probably like, again, I was probably 13 when I heard those, and it was just like, what? I remember like a girlfriend of mine was like, he just sounds like he's barking, and I'm like, yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah,
this was at a time like, at least for, I don't know about where you were at, Mark, but it was at a time when people were still like, they don't sing. It would be okay if they sung, like the music's okay, but I don't like the singing. And I'd be like, but that's the awesome thing about it. As I got older too, I'm like, what kind of singing would go with this music anyway? Like, I think the vocal style is perfectly matched to what the music is. Started to realize like people don't have like a very good aesthetic sensibility. Like they think that like, I don't know, like fucking pop music singing would go well over death metal,
I've loved Cryptic Slaughter growing up. I know you're a fan. That was one.
Yeah, I love Cryptic Slaughter. I came to them a little bit later. I was probably in my late teens, early 20s when I first came across them. But
oh wow, okay.
I like that stuff. Like like maybe tangentially related. Like the Japanese band SOB was a band I really liked. Trying to think what other thrash stuff. I mean, I got really heavily. Like a little bit later on, I got very heavily into like death thrash, anything that was like death thrash. I remembered seeing like Sadist get thanked so many times in like bands thank lists. I'm like, I want to hear this band Sadist. I like that name. And it took me a few years to ever come across anything of theirs.
Oh yeah.
When I did, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I love this. This is the kind of shit I love.
I don't think it got too many plays on my side. I can't even remember which album I had by them when I was probably like 12 or 13. I don't know why. It just didn't get enough plays for me to even remember the name of the damn album. So, but I did like I'm trying to think, like Annihilator. I like them. Sacred Reich, Violence.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff was like I got into because my uncle had tapes of it. He like left it in my grandma's basement,
dude,
so I would like
nuts. I always
spin that stuff. Like for me, it was like okay, so yeah, Sacred Reich, Ignorance. That would be the one. He had a copy of the I forget the name of the record now. It's the really like I know Agnostic Front was already kind of like crossover-y on their second record, but it was like their like third or fourth record that was like really just like straight up thrash metal. I cannot remember the name of that record.
Like American Way.
But I liked that. There's a copy of COC Technocracy
Okay.
that he had. That I also listened to that, and then he had a mixed in there was like a copy of Death Leprosy.
Oh,
That was like the
damn.
first Death record I ever heard.
It blows my mind. I even had a relative that had that stuff, man. That's to me, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, so that's like how I got into it. Was like I would look at the covers and go, well, that looks cool. I should listen to that. He had a copy of that the UK band called Virus, the not the UK street punk band, but the UK thrash band that was called Virus.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Okay.
It's not very good. I thought it was really good when I was a teenager. I thought it was really cool. And I went back and listened to it as an adult, and the drumming leaves quite a bit to be desired, but I could see why I liked it when I was like 15.
Yeah. You know what I'm looking for that I haven't been able to track down yet is I don't know if you remember JL America. They kind of were a mixed bag with the bands they signed, but there's a band called Vicious Circle, and I found it on YouTube, so I keep playing it on YouTube, which is lame as hell, but I can't find a physical copy of that damn thing. I don't know if you ever heard them. It's really good.
I feel like I have heard of them. I feel like I think I may have seen them like advertise like ads for them in my uncle's old copies of MRR, because there were lots of ads for different bands. Like another band that I kind of discovered a little bit later on, but had first heard of in MRR was Sacrilege BC. Party with God is a really fucking good like Bay Area thrash record. Kind of an underrated one, I think.
I don't know.
Super fast, super aggressive. They were like kind of straddling the line of like playing a lot to hardcore, like to the hardcore scene, but they were not a crossover band. They were a straight up like just thrash metal band. Oh, really, really aggressively fast thrash band that I remember seeing ads for Party with God all the time, like, and when I came across the record, I'm like, fuck yeah, I should check this out. And I was like, yeah, this is really good. This is really fucking fast.
It's called Sacrilege BC?
Sacrilege BC. So they changed their name so they could differentiate themselves from the UK Sacrilege.
Oh, okay. So I'm familiar with the UK one then.
Yeah, no, this is Sacrilege BC.
Never heard
the album's Party with God. And it fucking rules. It's got a pretty kind of a somewhat raw, kind of punky production on it, but it is fast and tight as shit. Like they are fucking aggressive, like very aggressive.
Dead Brain Cells, did you ever listen to them? BBC?
No, I don't think so. Not ringing a bell.
Trying to think of some others that. I mean, obviously, like Dark Angel, all that stuff was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nuclear Assault. I remember being big on them for a while.
Nuclear Assault, yeah. Early Exodus.
Yeah. Actually, no. I never. Shame on me. I never got into Bonded in Blood, man. I'm more of a fabulous.
Someone gave me a copy when I was in junior high, and I didn't really like it at first because I didn't really like dude's vocals, Bailoff.
Yeah.
It took me a little while. I mean, it's like one of those things I was kind of getting into death metal, and like death metal kind of, it's like what you were saying, Mark. It kind of, one unfortunate thing is death metal can sometimes ruin you for other kinds of metal,
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, it's not as heavy. It's not as, I can't, clean vocals are cheesy. It took me a few years to kind of get over that.
Yeah.
And appreciate like traditional heavy metal and stuff.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah. Yeah.
But, I did definitely spin it a bunch of times trying to get into it, and later on I'm like, actually, this record fucking rules. I don't know what was my problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This record fucking rules. What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
It's just about perfect, actually.
Yeah, that's the good thing about holding on to your collection, man. You can
rediscover
the beauty and things. Like that Whiplash disc. I was like, oh, I didn't even know it was this good. I didn't know what I was missing. I remember picking up Death Leprosy in a record store when I was younger, and I was debating buying it, and I put it back because I was too scared to buy it. But I was already listening to thrash and stuff. I don't know why that one just kind of freaked me out a little bit. I guess.
Dude, I remember when I bought my very first death metal record was Obituary's World Demise. I bought it like the week it came out.
Oh wow, okay.
And I remember I rode my bike because it came out in '94, so I was 13. So I rode my bike up to Soundbites Disc and Tape and I bought I went to I went down the road and found it. They had it stocked in there, and I went and I bought it, and I rode my bike home, and I remember sitting in my bed with it in my Discman, and I was saying to myself, if it's too scary, you can turn it off.
Oh, you had it on CD.
I was worried that it was going to be too scary, because I'd never bought like a death metal record before.
Which one was it again?
World Demise. They advertised it on the radio.
It's got like a factory.
At that time. We used to have a hard rock radio station in Southeast Michigan called Z-Rock 1027. And they had a show called The Metal Shop that they would run on Sundays. And they would play, I remember that the promo cycle at that time was for World Demise and for Machine Head's Burn My Eyes. They both came out around the same time, and I got both of those albums at the same time.
Okay.
And one was the clear winner. I fucking absolutely loved Obituary, and I thought Machine Head was okay.
I don't own anything by Machine Head. The last Obituary I got was Cause of Death, so I don't know which one World Demise is. I don't even know what
it's the fourth one. It's the fourth full length.
It's got like a factory on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got this kind of a collage. It's like an interesting collage actually.
All right, it's vague in my head, but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But that was the first death metal. I mean, after that, I was like absolutely hooked. I'm like, oh, this shit's for me. Like I, put the first song on, and was like, oh no, I love this. I'm not scared of this at all. This is speaking my language, actually.
Yeah, I remember a classmate of mine gave me a cassette tape when I was in I think it must have been a freshman or sophomore in high school, probably a freshman. And it had Deicide on one side, and the other side was Venom, black metal. And again, clear winner was Deicide. So I never got into Venom, man, just because of that. Because even though I heard it, I couldn't wrap my head around it the same way. It just didn't hit me the same way Deicide's debut did. You know? So I obviously became an instant fan. I don't know that was my first death metal experience. I don't think it was, but it was an easy transition going from thrash to death metal.
Yeah.
So I remember standing in line the first day that Morbid Visions got pressed in the U.S. or got distributed in the U.S. I remember being at the record store to pick that shit up.
Yeah.
That to me was. That's one of those albums where, Sepultura, you think thrash, but it's kind of a death metal album.
It's kind of death metal. Yeah. It's really fucking heavy.
Yeah.
I remember talking with somebody like years ago, and they're like, dude, that record still scares me. I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah?
It's still scary. I'm like, it is still scary. It's like, when you're like young and you hear something, the lo-fi production, you're not like, oh, this sounds like shit. You're like, this sounds scary. This sounds like it was recorded in a cave. Yeah. It sounds like these people are monsters.
Yeah.
You don't know any better. You don't know that they're like only like 2 years older than you are.
Yeah. Exactly.
But to you, they're like full grown adults, and they're fucking scary, and their music sounds like it was recorded in a cave.
Yeah.
And it has an effect. Like it has such an interesting effect.
It does for sure.
Yeah, that record I would try to learn the guitar riffs on that record when I was, a teenager. I would listen to it over and over and over again and try to write stuff that sounded like that,
Do you like some of the other bands from that era, like Volcano or Mutilator?
I never really got too much into the other like South American thrash bands, at least not at that time. I lived in an area that was like pretty isolated. Like there was, there were maybe only a couple of other kids who were even into death metal.
Oh God, I didn't have any.
Like I didn't even know that like tape trading or like having pen pals was a thing. I had no idea.
Okay.
So I didn't get like zines or any of that stuff where I would have found out about that shit. I was basically limited to what I could find at Harmony House when I would just, leaf through the CDs that they had or cassette tapes.
The local record store here. It's funny when I think about it. My brother and I, we had a couple friends in high school who we're pretty tight with, and they're into metal. But my brother and I were the only ones into death metal. I mean, they listen to Death, maybe, and that's about it. Maybe some Cannibal Corpse here and there, but they were more into like the popular, or I shouldn't say popular, more accessible type stuff. And my brother and I are meanwhile already into like underground bands and stuff like that. So even in our little metal circle, we're kind of the oddballs. But I remember the local record store, man. Mike from Deceased worked there, and Valerio from Gramble Key worked there. Tom from Heaven Wept worked there. So we had access to these local bands. Essentially, were putting stuff in helping to get stuff into the store.
Yeah, and that's like the difference is like, I'm in like an outer ring suburb of Detroit, and like.
Mhm.
I can think like the death metal band that the kids in school talked about who were into death metal was a band called Exploding Zombies, who I think they only ever put out a demo. And
Yeah,
I think my buddy Jason had a copy of it.
Yeah, I've got that.
But that was like kind of it. There really wasn't. There was a sense when I was growing up that death metal was like a thing that was like far away.
Okay.
I was hearing it from very far away.
Yeah.
I was like lucky I was being able to get a hold of anything at all, kind of where I was at. I got a hold of a lot of stuff. Weirdly enough, Harmony House and like the Soundbites record store carried a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got a hold of as a teenager.
Yeah, it's those imports are definitely
there were great imports. There actually were good ones. I had like what's that German band? Kind of sludgy death metal band. Fleshrot, is that the name of them?
What's
they put out? Descent into Absurdity. Is that the name of the record? Flesh Crawl. Flesh Crawl was the name of it.
Flesh Crawl, yeah. Flesh Crawl, yeah.
Yeah, I got that CD at the mall, and like I ended up getting rid of it for whatever reason. And as an adult, it's like impossible to fucking find.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty valuable CD.
It probably is now.
Yeah, and I fucking had it when I was 13, 14 years old. Like a fucking idiot, I got rid of it. I'm like, it's okay.
I don't, I think I'm trying to think like if I even have any Flesh Crawl stuff in my collection. I don't think I do. That's Swedish.
I remember being really into
they're German, yeah.
that band Oppressor.
I like Oppressor a lot. I have their demo, man. I think I used to.
Yeah, I had Solstice of Oppression on CD. I got that at the fucking mall, and like I loved that crazy. CD when I was.
Yeah, they were on Olympic, I think, and they got distributed by Red, Relativity Records.
Yes.
Yeah, Olympic. Yeah. Oppressor's good, man. I actually was listening to them a couple months ago, pretty religiously for about a week or two. That's some good death metal right there, man.
Yeah.
So got two of their albums and their demo tape.
So it's like we did okay, like being out in the suburbs. We did okay, but like I didn't have access to anyone who was actually active in the bigger scene.
Okay.
And I feel like if I would have known some of that stuff, I would have gotten into more things. It was kind of like got lucky that my uncle had been into hardcore punk and thrash stuff when he was in the Navy and left all that shit at my grandma's. But most of it was from the 80s. There wasn't really anything later than the late 80s in his collection. So a lot of that stuff, that's how I got into it. That's how I got into punk music too, was through his collection.
That blows my mind. I hear a lot more of that now because I think the younger generations talk about that they have a relative like, oh, my dad listened to Black Sabbath. I'm like, dude, my parents listen. They exposed us to 80s rock, like 80s new wave, and which I'm grateful for.
That's what my mom was into.
But
my uncle was a weirdo. He was into weird stuff. Besides that shit, he had a huge tape collection of Yo-Yo Ma. He fucking loved Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh wow, weird.
So it's like really eclectic. There would be a Swans tape next to a Brian Eno tape, next to a Guar tape, next to some weird ass 80s noise like Drunks with Guns was one of I tried to listen to that and did not understand what the fuck that was at all.
That's wild.
He had like Killdozer shit and Crucifix. He had a bunch of Crucifix tapes.
Okay.
So it's like all this crazy shit. And I'm like, like I said, like 11, 12, 13 years old. I'm like looking at these tapes being like, well, this shit looks fucking cool.
Yeah, I actually admittedly grabbed something from my brother-in-law's collection. I was at my in-laws' house couple of years. Well, I obviously frequently there for family stuff, but I was a couple of years ago when I was in there. I was rummaging through my brother-in-law's cassette tape collection, and he had a Repugnant demo.
Nice.
And I guess he must have been in touch with Tobias from Ghost, and it's got Tobias is on that demo. It's actually a really good demo. So I snagged that shit from his tape collection because he was in the underground scene too. My brother-in-law, he was into some of that stuff and would write to some bands because we played in a band together for a while, and I scored that. So I was like, that was pretty cool to find a relic like that. That's probably got a little bit of value. It's one of those old Repugnant demos.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, it's really cool. Was that like late 90s for Repugnant then?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably like 98 or something like that.
Wow.
I can't remember the name of it. It's buried in my collection somewhere.
All right.
I don't think I ever told him I took it either. I mean, obviously he left it there, so. He was a big Mortician fan. That was kind of his thing. He loved Mortician.
Mortician.
I never got too much into them. I had their demo tape, their first demo, and I couldn't find it because I reorganized my collection recently, and I don't know. I'm missing that, and I'm missing. I had another one that was kind of cult that I was like, oh man, where'd it go? And I couldn't find it. I can't remember what it was, but Mortician was one of them. And,
yeah, I had a all I ever had from Mortician was I had a CD copy of House by the Cemetery.
Okay. Yeah, I went back and I bought a couple of their things since then on CD, and I just got to be in the mood for it. It's a little.
Yeah, it's not an everyday.
I like going to the gym and
Kind of an acquired taste for me.
That's definitely a gym band for sure.
It is 11 and it looks like my laptop's going to die pretty soon. Did you guys
Sure.
want to start wrapping up here?
Yeah, we can wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
All right. Well, let's do kind of a final show of where we're at with everything. Here, Lucas, I'll get you to go first.
So I got a decent amount of value work done on this. It looks okay.
Yeah.
You did. Jeez.
Looks great.
I just would just keep chugging along with it till I finish it up. Yeah,
That would make a great 7-inch EP cover.
yeah. Hey, if anybody wants to license it, it's available. I have to finish it, but talk to me, get at me.
Hell yeah. All right, Mark, what you got?
This is where I landed. Oh man, is this still blurry?
Yeah,
Get a little bit of light on there.
looks great, man.
Looks
Yeah,
nice, dude.
I mean, a little bit of value work too, but it's hard to see because my camera sucks.
I like the depth with those tentacles down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
You did a really good job with that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
It's a nice form too. It's a nice creature design, I would say.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's probably about 60% done.
Yeah. All right. Show mine. I'm probably about
Dude, that looks good.
60 to 70% as well.
Yeah, you got
Ah.
some good likes in there, man.
Nice. It
I just
kind of
gotta
almost
finish
has
these
like
tentacles up here.
it's like a cartoonier. For some reason, it's giving me it's like a cartoonier, like ink drawing version of like a really old Wes Ben's coder. Something about it is giving me that vibe. It might be the way you did the area in between the pecs. Kind of make me think of how he kind of handles that at least like way back in the day.
And it also reminds me of
Thanks, man.
where the wild things are. Is
Yeah. I
Yes.
see that. Yeah, where the wild things are. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how much I got done. I was just going
Yeah.
real fast.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thanks, man.
Cool.
All right. Here, let me change my camera real quick to wrap up. That looks pretty cool. Just all three of them there. All right.
Drawing on my
All right.
shitty copy paper.
I don't know if I can-
So for everybody who stuck along, it's good to see. At some point, I think we had like 25 people tuning in. Here, let me get Lucas back in here. But yeah, appreciate you guys, in the chat hanging around. It's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the good thing is you and Lucas are very good at talking, but I just get so in the zone. It's hard for me sometimes to like carry on a conversation. But yeah, everybody in the chat here, Skull and Sword Art. So Skylar, Jeff is great hearing from you today. Brutal Whimsy, Gaz, Luke Alexander, Kevin, Nameless Mist. I think I saw John from Australia, John Weber. It's a really killer artist. You guys should check him out. He might be on Hat sometime soon.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, everybody really appreciate everybody in the chat. It was a ton of fun spending Friday with you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, Lucas.
Thanks for having us on.
There I am.
Yeah.
Keeps kicking me off when I try to change my camera view.
Whatever. But yeah.
John is Goreteeth, right?
It's just John Weber on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
But
There's another John that I know who goes by Goreteeth.
Yeah, Goreteeth. I haven't seen any of his work recently, but he's really good too.
Yeah, I tried to hire him to do the Wallbreaker LP cover actually because I thought it would be a good fit, but I got shot down by my bandmates in that choice. I was like hoping they would just let me art direct the album cover as the last thing I did for that band, but they kind of shot me down. It's really disappointing. Brutal. I was just gonna pay him out of my pocket. But...
Well, everybody, there'll be a new episode of Heavy Art Talk. Not next week, the week after. I'll keep that one in suspense for now, but it'll be a good episode. But till next time, see you guys, please. And last thing, support Mark and Lucas, whatever they're putting out. Lucas is working on the zine project for the monsters. If he does launch a Kickstarter, support it. If he does a pre-order, support it. I mean, we got 24 people on here. If he's going to do a issue of 100, we can get 20 sales easy.
Yeah. Watch my Instagram. There'll be more details coming up soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. And yeah, we probably should do an Exquisite Corpse maybe sometime this year if we have time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. See ya.
Peace.